Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition, the second edition of Clear Vision with EGlaze. I am your co-host. Co-host. See, I got too many shows going on. I am your host, EGlaze, and I'm here with a friend of mine for it's been a while, Shiba. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
She is a mom first. When I did the intro, it was a little bit wrong, but she's a mom first.
Aw.
She's an 11-time Emmy. Now, I don't have enough fingers how many Emmys she got at the crib right now. She's 11 time. And she's currently the Fox Philly 29 host, 5, 6, 10, and 11, Sunday through Thursday. Please, everybody, welcome Miss Shiba Russell. How you doing, Shiba?
I'm doing great. Today is technically my Friday, so
Okay, that's right. That's
ready.
right.
I'm ready to get these two shows done and just relax. It's been a bit of a stressful news cycle this week, so.
I just want to ask you this. The day of remembrance, 9/11, we're here today. So much going on. I always love to, and the focus of this show is to help others out there who want to have a vision, their clear vision. That's what we said. How do you keep your focus? You're with so much going on and being able to broadcast to the people that watching you, give them the news with no bias, just here it is. How do you keep your vision focused?
That's really important, no bias, because that's not my job. In local news, our job is to be objective, period. But I think over the years, I've learned to compartmentalize. I have things in a day that upset me, hurt me, not every day, but I've been able to really learn the great skill of compartmentalizing. And, I was saying to my daughter yesterday, she's about to wrap up her co-op in New York City. She's been doing it for about 6 months. And I just said, good for you, because she was commuting from Philly to New York every week to do this co-op. And I said, a lot of people, it's hard for them just to get out of the bed. It's hard to do that. Get out of the bed, put their pants on, their dress on, or whatever. And not only did you get out the bed, but you made this commute every week for the past 6 months. And that, that's to be applauded.
It's very focused. That's a great focus. But I want to ask you this, we miss you down here in the A.
I
And it
miss
seems
y'all.
like everywhere you go, teams win. You forgot a
Oh,
freaking Super Bowl.
yes.
When you was down here,
They
we was
still
in the
talking
Super
about
Bowl.
that?
And in Philly, you win a Super Bowl this year. Just talk about not only being a part of the newscast, but being a part of every city that you go to and making sure that you dig deep into that city and make them trust you while you're there.
Yeah. Well, I was in Atlanta when we had that tough loss to the Patriots.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. But but yeah, when I used to live in Pittsburgh, that team, it was Hines Ward,
Oh, wow.
Jerome Bettis,
Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger. That team went to the Super Bowl literally a month before I moved from Pittsburgh to Boston. And I went to a lot of games that season in Pittsburgh. And Atlanta is a blur, but we did have some amazing seasons, I must. We had the Super Bowl come to Atlanta. But here in Philly, I started noticing the Eagles, and listen, it might have been Jalen Hurts. Who's that cutie? So I
Jalen Hurts
definitely had my attention before I even decided to move to Philly. And then just being part of the excitement. I was only here for a few months, and then my boss sent me to Arizona to cover that first Super Bowl when I was here, lost. But and then for them to win this year, God, was it this year? It feels so long ago, but this year. I've never been part of a city that the Philly fans are like, they are amped here. They are just, I don't think I've ever seen fandom like anywhere I've lived, like it is here in Philly. And so that was great to be a part of. And really, I took my daughter to a game, the Super Bowl winning season. And then I went to the parade that day and just, I mean, it just, it helps me do my job even more to really get that sense of the fans here in the city and their love for all of the sports teams here in the city. It was an amazing day to be part of that, really.
I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. I mean,
and my daughter too, like, she didn't go to the parade, but she went to, so whenever we win, the conference championship and all of that, everybody flocks to Broad Street, which is long street in Philly. That's where City Hall is. But people like, that's where do you see people like climbing poles and stuff? You climb the poles, and so she got to do that twice. And
Oh
I was
wow.
here in the studio anchoring
Wow.
all the coverage. And then I got to be part of the parade. So it was
Did you like
somebody from Atlanta was like, "Are you sure?" You know, that they're trying to call me out on the tailgates. Like Atlanta has the best tailgates. I was like, I don't know. You haven't been here, girl. Like you have not been here. Like it's nuts. It really
we've
is.
heard Philly is very widely known about their fans. So I always said I wanted to go there
Uh-huh.
as a visitor just to feel the anger, but so I'm kind
Yeah.
of thinking like I just would love to just visit a game up there. But you seem to be the good luck charm, and I just noticed that wherever
You
you
know
go.
what, Emmanuel? I remembered when I was in Atlanta, I did cover the Braves World
Yeah,
Series
yeah.
parade.
Mhm.
That was an amazing thing to be part of. I covered that with one of my colleagues at 11 Alive, but still, like, I mean, really nothing compares to that
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
Eagle.
I mean,
Like, it was.
we agree with you. When did you know that this was your this was what it was? When you want to be in the media, you want to do this thing where people invite you into their home every day. When did you know that this was it? This is what you wanted to do?
The vision, right? We're
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
clear vision. Yeah.
So when I was in high school, I began sort of putting the puzzle pieces together.
Mm.
And I noticed that I was on the debate team, so I loved public speaking. I was taking chorus 2 times a day, so I loved using my voice. And I did the morning announcements.
Wow.
And I didn't even put it all together, honestly, until I took this TV production class in high school where I got to anchor the news 1 month. And mind you, when I got into this, I never even thought of anchoring. It was all about reporting. But I really got a chance to put music videos together, anchor the news. I got to do a lot of things in this TV production class, and I really enjoyed it. And I've always been a writer.
Mm.
I love to write. English was my minor in college. I was a writing tutor. And I always say to kids, don't get into the TV business unless you love to write or unless you like to write,
Mm.
because there's a lot of writing that's
Wow.
involved.
Mm.
Um, so in high school, I put all these things together. My dad would have loved for me to be an attorney or a doctor. And I was like, Dad, I think I want to give this a try. And at that point, it was just communication arts. And then I went to college and I was in communication arts and exploring different things. I mean, I did it all behind the scenes, in front of the camera, just to really figure out what I wanted to do. And how I really knew what I wanted to do is I did an internship for a local cable station in the Bronx. And and I knew then I wanted to be on TV, but I did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I
Mm.
was a
Mhm.
field producer for different reporters. I ran the cameras. I put the supers in. They were called chyrons back then. And when I say run the cameras, like the studio cameras, when they actually had people on the set actually running studio cameras, I did every job behind the scenes. I was a researcher. I was a producer. I mean, I did it all. And I remember the news director then, because I was still in college, said, okay, if you come over here, we're going to let you go out and report. And I was lied to. That never happened. And so every day it didn't happen, the more I wanted it. So I
Right.
did all these jobs behind the scenes, and that's how I knew this is what I really wanted to do. And so I focused in on that and did everything I could to make that dream come true, basically.
How has it been with your dream? And we've talked, in the past, but to be able to share that dream, because with your daughter and through this path and to see her grow up and now she's doing her thing, how has it been through these years to be able to do what your vision is and also share it with your daughter during this time and your family in general?
Yeah. Well, my daughter, she's 21 now. It's funny, we have a game day promo airing in the studio right now. But my daughter was born when I was on a TV station in Pittsburgh. This is, we're going back to the Steelers. And so TV has been part of her life for as long as she's been alive. And so to my family, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. Like, My dad will tell me sometimes that he's proud of me and, oh, Shiba, you have a tough job. Like he's very understanding of what I do and how tired I can get sometimes. So he said, what you do is not easy. So he doesn't take what I do for granted. But a lot of my family, they just kind of treat it like I'm out, doing whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a
So
big
I
deal.
mean, and it's
But for
funny
my
to me.
daughter, it's helped, steer her. I've really been able to steer her along the way in her own journey, in her own career journey.
It's funny. I got a 25 and a 21-year-old, and it's just funny to see when we can what they pick up. My daughters don't think I do anything. Oh, you cover sports. You talk on
Oh,
the. You don't really
uh,
do anything. Oh, we see all that, but it's just amazing how that works out. It's just amazing how that work out. I mean, I don't want to say what's next because it seems like you're still enjoying what you're doing, but
yeah.
you've been doing this now. What's that? It's funny, Brenda Wood. I get to
Hmm.
see her now. She's vacationing all over the world. She's
Yeah.
enjoying it and all that.
She's living
and
the
she
life and looking so
she's living
good
a life.
and
Yeah,
still inspiring us.
I know. But for you, I mean, you've been doing this. You still look like you're enjoying it. You're winning championships wherever you go. What's that next thing for you, Shiva, as you keep
What?
going?
I feel like I'm at a station that does treat me very well. Um, I don't walk into any mess, if you will.
Mm,
No mind
yeah.
games here. It really is. We appreciate you. We love you. That's the feeling that I get when I'm here. Um, so for me, it's not about me anymore.
Mm,
I'm happy to have a great job. I'm happy that I work for people that appreciate me. But
mhm,
right now, my daughter's about to get out of college, and it really is like I put so much effort into her and making sure that she is set up for a bright future past college. Because
mhm.
that also means that if she's not, I'm gonna have to keep taking care of her financially. So we can't have that. Like,
Gotta get them out. Gotta get them out. Gotta get them out.
you know what I
Gotta
mean?
get them out.
I don't want her too far away. You saying get them out. I don't want her too far away. Because I just moved her back to her off-campus apartment about, I guess, 2 weeks ago, and that was still
Yeah.
very sad for me. But you have to let them spread their wings, right? That's part of being a great parent is having them spread their wings and showing them how to spread their wings in a
Yeah.
responsible way.
Yeah. It's still
But it's all
tough
about
though.
her.
It's all about her. It's all about her. I want you to talk about it. I want to give you a chance. I know you got we're gonna be ending this soon. But the what is it called? The show you do on Wednesdays? I've been trying to poke my
Oh,
head around. I want you to talk about it a little bit. I know we talk about the anchoring all the time, but I
yeah.
see you got you a nice little show on Wednesday. I want you to talk about that a little bit.
So, the TV business, the media landscape has changed dramatically
Yeah.
over the years, and there's a push for more streaming.
Mm,
There was a study out maybe a couple months ago that more people are watching streaming than regular TV, if you will. And I think when they're talking about that, they're not really talking about news. They're talking about the shows that we watch, the movies and the series
mhm.
that we watch. Um, so the station I'm at here in Philly, Fox 29, they really have been great leaders in the streaming space. They're
Gotcha.
not afraid to just try things, see if it works, see if it doesn't. And a lot of things they try out on streaming eventually does make it to TV. But, people are watching more on their devices. So I don't think it even matters where it is, whether it's made it to TV. I say to the ladies that I do the show with, I said, we should aim for YouTube or one of the
Mm,
podcast streaming channels. So it is called The Ladies Room. We
ladies.
started the show in May. Our bosses came to us and asked us to do something. Basically, we are the producers of our show, actually. So they asked one of our meteorologists and one of our digital gals and myself to do this show. And they said, we don't really have anything female oriented. And I said, okay, bet. They gave us just that one thing that they wanted us to do to just make it, female centric. And we brainstormed. We came up with a bunch of different names. And I said, well, what do you guys think about the ladies' room? Because no matter what TV station I'm in, the makeup room or the ladies' room is where the women literally, like, there's something in there where women just feel like they can say anything and everything.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why don't we call it the ladies' room? And they're like, okay, let's do that. So we call it the ladies' room, and it's funny, we haven't had a man on not once yet. We will, but it has to be like the right time. But it is really a great space for women to talk about everything. This past week, we talked with the season 11 winner of The Biggest Loser, who used to be my soul cycle instructor in Atlanta,
Oh wow.
just about the docu-series that's on Netflix criticizing The
Mm,
Biggest Loser.
mhm.
The week before that, we had a sex therapist. Another week, we had a psychic. Another
Oh,
week,
wow.
we had a psychiatrist talking about narcissists, which a lot of women talk about how that has impacted their life. So everything's very female centric. We also start the show with a little bit about us, what happened in our week, the crazy things, the reality TV show moments. But it really is our show to form and shape as we would like. Yeah.
You
So
don't y'all don't go too far. I know y'all get you get a little too comfortable. You can forget the cameras on. Y'all kind of make sure you're okay.
that's
Like, wait a
okay.
minute.
That's the ladies' room. That's what happens in the ladies' room, where the most authentic and real conversations happen. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sheba. Where can they find you at?
They can find me on all social media platforms, Sheba Russell. Yeah.
I mean, it's simple right there. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Sheba
what you get right
Russell.
there.
Yeah. Except
Thank,
on TikTok. I think it's Sheba.Russell because somebody else took Sheba Russell. I don't know who that person
oh,
is.
you got you a fan, huh?
I know, right?
Thanks for joining us this week. Thank you, Sheba, so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Thank you. It was so good to see you. I miss
Yeah,
all my ATL peeps. I
yeah,
really
we missed you. We need you to come maybe visit us and bring some of that energy down here so we can get it
Yeah,
going
I'm not
again.
going to One Music Fest this year, but I'm gonna get down there soon.
Well, that's for Sheba Russell. I'm EGlaze, and that's the Clear Vision. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you. Bye, Sheba.
Bye.